Hey, my name's Carter. Welcome to my channel. I love talking about superheroes, comic books, movies, and horror movies. And speaking of superheroes, comic books, and movies, we just got a massive day yesterday with the premiere of Daredevil Born Again, the first 2 episodes. This video is probably coming out later on in the week, so it's definitely been a few days to sit on it, to reflect. I watched both episodes twice last night and really just wanted to sit and reflect on them. Full disclosure, I am a massive Daredevil fan. When the original series came out, season 1 on Netflix, I watched every episode in like a weekend. I mean, I was like 14. I was trying to hide it from my parents because it was like super graphic, super gory. Didn't want anyone to know I was watching it. And then I slowly became just a massive super fan of Daredevil. He's my second favorite superhero, and I've started to collect his comic books, the ongoing monthly series. I started when Zdarsky was writing, so I have every issue of Zdarsky. And now I'm reading and collecting the Ahmed series. I've collected a ton of storylines. I have like the Muse storyline, the Mayor Fisk storyline, Devil in Cell Block D. I have like hundreds and hundreds of Daredevil comics. I've read Born Again, and I've read almost every single major arc that you need to know for Daredevil. I say all that so you know where I'm coming from. You know that I'm a huge fan of the character. I'm a huge fan of how he's represented in TV shows, how he's represented in film, how he's represented in comic books. And I fully believe that Daredevil Born Again is the closest that we could get to the Netflix series considering the circumstances. I think people are just overreacting. I think people are just being way too negative, and people are being really unfair to the show. Now, getting this right out of the bat, the show is not above criticism. I will give it that completely. I've seen the first 2 episodes twice now, and I will say that I don't think the CGI is good. I don't even think it's like okay. It's just kind of bad. Although I do like what they're trying to do with it. Daredevil's first appearance where he jumps down onto the fire escape is really cool and memorable. It's a shot I'm going to remember for a long, long time. Maybe it wasn't executed the right way, but the idea is there, and I'm fully on board for it. I'm one of those people who can suspend their disbelief in the CGI and can kind of overlook that because what I'm seeing on screen I enjoy so much. Like I said, I'm a huge Daredevil comic book fan. One of the big things he does in the comic books is swing around with his billy club. He's very acrobatic. He jumps, he flips, he moves, especially in Mark Waid's ongoing, which was a long time ago, I think, when around the Netflix series aired, Mark Waid did 2 volumes. He runs and jumps and backflips and glides. He does so many different things. He's very acrobatic. He's very superhuman with his traversal almost. And so seeing that in motion really felt like a dream come true. And yes, again, it was not executed the best. It really wasn't. There was a lot of things that were very, very wrong with it. And so if you want to criticize that, be my guest. I definitely think that it deserves criticism. But I've been seeing a lot of people really, in my opinion, just overreact. And I'm not trying to downplay your opinion. I'm not trying to say that my opinion means more than yours because I read the comics, etc. I'm just saying that I think the show is I think people are being a little unfair to the show. Mostly on Twitter and the Daredevil Reddit, which is like the 2 worst places to go if you ask me. But I'm just confused as to why people are so hostile towards these 2 episodes. And granted, it's just 2 episodes. I have full faith it's going to get better and better. I cannot wait for them to introduce Muse. I can't wait to see where things are going. I do think Heather is a weak character. I honestly think that all the characters that are here to kind of fill the void of Foggy and Karen not being in the majority of this season are weak. I won't sugarcoat that. I do think they're weak. However, it's just the first 2 episodes, and they are fully fleshed out characters in the Daredevil canon. Mostly just Kirsten McDuffie, honestly. I don't remember Cherry that much. I know they're introducing Cole North later on in the series, so I'm excited for that, especially from Zdarsky's run. He's a great character. But I'm just really interested to see where they go from here. There's so much that they could do. There's so much that they could say with the show. And I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about the look of the show, the tone of the show, the feel of the show. Honestly, for someone who just finished my rewatch of Season 3 on Sunday, I think it does a pretty good job of nailing the tone of the show. Daredevil Netflix was so much about Matt and who Matt Murdock is, who Daredevil is, that dichotomy of a person and what it can do. And I really got that from the first 2 episodes of Born Again. Matt talks so much about grace and retribution and punishment in the courthouse and his scene with Kingpin. And then after finally letting the devil out in the end of episode 2, after it being a year of no Daredevil, you really get that feeling. I felt it, just so excited to see Daredevil back on screen. I've seen a lot of people critique episode 1 for being really fast paced, and I will be honest, it was very fast paced. It felt like they had the base work for the show starting in episode 2, where certain events have happened, certain characters are gone, and they just needed to get to that as fast as possible. Now, the showrunners made comments where we will see certain characters again in season 2. They've been confirmed as of Tuesday night to be in season 2. They're not hiding it, they're not sugarcoating it, they're not even trying to keep it on the down low. It's fully out and for you to find. These characters will return again. So if it means that we'll be getting more of them in season 2, we'll be getting a more traditional Daredevil season in season 2 of Born Again, then I'm all for watching season 1 of Born Again be something new, something different, something that they haven't really tried before. I'm excited to see characters like White Tiger and Kirsten McDuffie and Detective Cherry take up the screen and see what they can bring. I'm excited for Muse to come in, I'm excited for Fisk's subplot to play in, and I'm just really looking forward to what's going on. So I guess what I'm saying is, I think everyone is being a little too harsh on Daredevil Born Again. I know people really want the hand-to-hand fighting to be just very brutal, bare knuckle, and I get that. I hope it is too. I was a little let down by the action. I don't think it's downright bad, like comicbook.com was saying, but I think it's a big change from the action from the previous 3 seasons. However, if I'm being fully honest, I think a lot of the action in the previous 3 seasons isn't really as phenomenal, specifically season 2, because so much of it was in the dark. Rewatching Daredevil on Netflix, so much was just so underexposed, so underlit. I couldn't see anything that was happening. I had my phone on full brightness in the dark. Half of the hand fights I just couldn't see. I'm not trying to say there's no good fights, because Lord knows there are about a dozen fights in there that make my top 10, and that's not even possible. It's just that good. When it's great, it's great. And when it's not that great, then I think it's just okay, especially in season 2. I'm not a fan of Elektra, I'm not a fan of the Hand. But Daredevil Born Again is the chance to start new, to start fresh, before we get a more traditional Daredevil season, and I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do from here on out. So if you're someone who's very upset by the first 2 episodes of Born Again, I'd recommend watching them one more time, because I actually really enjoyed both of them on rewatch. I found they both had a lot to offer. Episode 1 especially, in terms of cinematography and lighting, specifically in the last 5 minutes when you see Matt and Fisk kind of quote-unquote squaring off, not really, but they're looking at each other. I thought that was very powerful. There's a lot to really love here. I do love the way Bullseye fights. I love how brutal he is. I love Matt's dialogue in the show. It feels like it never missed a beat. When it comes to Matt and Kingpin and Karen, it feels like they just are 1-2 punch on everything, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. So again, wrapping up this video, no means is my opinion more important than yours. I'm just saying, as someone who consumes so much Daredevil media, that this change is more close to what the comics are doing. And sometimes that is good, sometimes that is bad, but I'm just saying that you should give it a chance before you really make up your mind completely negative. As someone who loves the show, I think there's a lot of great things to come. Now, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. It could fully tank from here on out, and if it does, I will be severely disappointed. I will have gone from like the happiest I've ever been, not really, but to the least happy I've ever been. I will be devastated, life over. Anyways, guys, ramble over. I just wanted to get that thought out about Daredevil Born Again. Let me know if you've seen the 2 episodes of the show. Let me know if you're excited for the rest of the season. And as always, guys, have a great rest of your day.